I'm Jennifer, and this is A Country Life, and we are in the midst of cranberry harvest, which is Wisconsin's state fruit, and we grow it. It is going to get really, really cold tonight. Warren said it's supposed to freeze as well tonight, and I know. So this is what supper is looking like tonight. Gravy's a little liquidy, but that's all right. As long as we walk slow, we'll be good.
It's all good.
And what time do you think it's going to freeze? Any predictions?
I think before 10.
Before 10? All right, because that's kind of what this video is supposed to be about, is frost watch. So
you're going to come along tonight?
I am planning on coming along.
Brace yourself. We're going to have some fun.
Long underwear.
Yeah.
All right, I got permission. So what's going on here with frost so far?
Temperature dropped from 47 to 43.
And it is 8:20. So we're still holding out. Probably going to freeze by...
Well, originally I said 10. I think maybe before midnight.
Before midnight now. All right.
Alright guys, here's the deal. It's cold, it's clear, kind of breezy. It's about 11:10 at night. And we have to check the temperature, and we have to check our water levels on the beds we're harvesting. I don't expect it to be freezing quite yet because it's too breezy, but we have to check. So here we go. All right, let's see how we're gonna do this. Let's see. I let Jennifer sleep. She was gonna film me watching frost, but she needs some rest. Yeah, I don't have my seatbelt on. I'm on the marsh. The truck's gonna beep at me because my seatbelt's not on, so we're just gonna deal with that. I don't think you can see me because the screen looks black, but let me flip my spotlights on. Maybe that'll make a difference. There we go. There. Hey, look at that. Let there be light. We have about half of the marsh harvested as of today. Yeah, that's my truck beeping. I know, I hear ya. Hey, I'm on a dirt dike in the middle of my farm. I'm not even going 20 miles an hour. Like I said, I let Jennifer sleep. It's late. Frost watching is not very glamorous, but it has to be done. We're down here at the thermometer. Let's see what temperature it is. Okay, so I don't know if you can see that. Maybe not. It's kind of blurry when I look at the camera here, but it's 36 degrees right now. So we have quite a ways to go. This time of year, when the fruit is ripe, they can actually take a little frost. It helps bring the color on the fruit. And so we're at 36, probably take it down to 28 or 30 degrees before I start the sprinklers. That little bit of chill, actually this time of year, is good for the cranberries. Now you can't leave it at 28 all night long. For an hour or two, it's fine. It's 11:25. I know I said before it'd be freezing by 10 o'clock. Well, that didn't happen. And I said, well, it'll be freezing by midnight. I really don't think that's gonna happen either. This is the frustrating thing about frost watch, is the constant babysitting. But it's all part of it. When you finally get the harvest done, I always say it's like a cross between Christmas morning and the last day of school. You have that same feeling. You're so relieved that the harvest is done and the fruit is taken care of. And you're also excited to see the rewards of all your work for the year. But now we have to go check the flood. I raked a bed yesterday afternoon. I'm bringing the water up on it so that we can load the fruit out of it today. Or I should say tomorrow. It's 11:26, so it's not truly tomorrow yet, but feels like tomorrow. So let's go see where our water's at, all right? You gotta realize, I'm driving with one hand, holding the camera with the other. I know, it's amateur hour. What can I say? You know, frost watch is actually not bad if you didn't have to work during the day. The hard part is when you stay up all night, keeping an eye on the temperature and running the sprinklers and checking on everything. But then in the morning, you still got a whole day worth of farm work to do after you've just been up all night. I know, it's a flooded bed. We'll get down where there's some cranberries, maybe it'll look better. Now we got some cranberries. Yes, sir. Looks like the water's just about where it needs to be. Yep. We still got some space on the bulkhead over there. There's my bulkhead. I still have a good 4 or 5 inches on my board. Let's go see where the cranberry cleaner will be set up to make sure that it's actually deep enough there. That's critical. There's the cranberry cleaner with a whole pool of fruit. We pulled a semi-load out of here yesterday. We actually moved twice yesterday. I think there's about a semi-load in there yet, so we'll load this out tomorrow first thing in the morning, and then we'll move on to that bed that I showed you with the flood on it. The last few nights when I've been out checking the flood, there's actually been an owl sitting on top of the elevator looking for whatever, you know, mice, voles. When you're out at night, you always catch a glimpse of some kind of wildlife. Sorry for the shaky camera. Like I said, I'm driving one-handed. This is where the cranberry cleaner will sit tomorrow. I do not want to drop Jennifer's camera. There, I just put the wrist strap on. Well, I'm thinking this is looking pretty good. I think we got enough water here to load. This should work. So now that means we have to shut the water off that's feeding this. It is a beautiful night. I mean, the moon is 3/4 full. Every star you could imagine is in the sky looking down on us right now. It really is something to see. But it's cold. I mean, yeah, it said 36, but it's all that. Okay, now we gotta go shut the water off. I gotta be careful not to take too much footage here. Otherwise, Jennifer will be editing forever. I know what you're thinking. Get a road grader or something. Man, can these dikes get any more rough? Jeez. There's our bulkhead we gotta shut off. See it? Sure you do. Okay, first off, put the wrist strap on so you don't drop Jennifer's camera. And you always put the crappy board on top, because that's the one that'll get chainsawed out in the winter when you're trying to open things up. So we shut the water off that feeds bed 15 that we're flooding right now, and because the flood's where it needs to be for harvesting. I think what we're gonna do is go check the thermometer one more time, see if it's dropped in that half hour that we've been running around here. Kind of helps me gauge when it's actually going to freeze, when you know at what rate the temperature's falling. But I think I'm going to have to adjust my frost time. I'm going to say it'll be freezing by let's say 2:30. That's my new number. Maybe I can show you here. Alright, so it's dropped a little bit. Well, come on. We were at 36 a half hour ago. We're now at 33. So it is dropping fairly quickly, but we're gonna let them take it, at least for a while. I don't know what to say. I'm just tired. You guys check this out. I don't know if you can see it. There's 2 deer right here. I don't know, can you see that? Here, let me put the spotlight on them. There's some eye shine. Right there. See? A mama and a fawn going into the woods. There's some wildlife. I don't know if you saw that or not. Before I came out, I shut the frost alarm off in the bedroom because it is the most obnoxious noise you could ever hear, and I didn't want Jennifer to have to deal with that if I wasn't in there to shut it off. So I'm going to set my alarm clock for, I think, 1 hour. That'll put us at almost 1 a.m. I had to get some Frostwatch food. Alright, I can hear the neighbors running. I think it's gonna be go time. We'll go see what the thermometer says. So I didn't make it a whole hour in bed. I was staring at the frost alarm and couldn't sleep. Watching the temperature tick down. So right now it's 12:44 a.m. Start of a new day. I'm not ready for that yet. Yeah, back in the day when I got married, my dad said, remember, the marsh comes first. Honestly, he was right. I mean, if you don't take care of the marsh, you're gonna have bigger problems. Okay, let's see what we got. Oh yeah. Let's see, we're at 28. So in 45 minutes, it went from 33 to 28. So it's go time. I gotta turn the spotlight off because I cannot back up the spotlight on because I cannot see. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set up the camera in the truck so you can kind of see me starting the engines. It's too hard to start with a camera in my hand, so it's the best I can do. All right, that's engine number 1. Now we have to get down, actually not down, we got to go up by the house and start that engine. Here we are by the house. Get the spotlight on. Okay, same drill. I'm gonna set the camera right here. Oh, it's not gonna work, is it? Here, I'll back up just a little bit. Okay, see? That's the best I can do. I'll put my seatbelt on so we don't have to listen to the alarm. Both engines are running, they're pumping. Now we gotta fill the pipes. We'll check the end sprinklers when the end sprinklers are shooting water and the engines are sufficiently warm. We will bring them up to pressure. I run 70 pounds of pressure at the pump. That gives me good coverage with the sprinklers. After we're up to pressure, then I'll go around with the spotlights and I'll check to make sure every sprinkler is turning, nothing's plugged, and yeah, we'll go from there. Usually once everything's running and in good shape and I'm happy with everything, then I go back to bed for an hour or 2. I know some marshes, they keep someone up at all times while the sprinklers are running, but I just don't have that kind of manpower. I gotta trust my system and catch a couple winks while I can. But if you freeze your crop off, you've just lost your whole paycheck for the entire year. and you get to try again next year. So there's good incentive to get out of bed and get your butt out on the marsh. We got this end sprinkler going. I don't know, can you see that? That one's going. We're good. Good. We'll check the temperature on the engine, and then we will bring that up to pressure. We're kind of getting off easy right now with Frost Watch because more than half of the marsh is already harvested. So I'm only running, let's see, I'm only running about, well actually 2/3 of the marsh is harvested because I'm only running about 15 acres. We got 56 acres altogether. Actually more than 2/3 of the marsh is harvested. Oh well, you get the point. Some of it we didn't harvest because it was renovated, it's new plantings. Basically the take-home message here is we're not irrigating a whole lot of the marsh, only 15 acres. We gotta bring this up to pressure. That's one. Now we gotta go check on the other. Camera went dark there when I was in by the engine. I don't know if it shut off. Jennifer will have to edit it all, so it makes sense. She always does a good job of making me look good. And I know we're flying by these sprinklers right now, but right now we just gotta get everything running. Once everything's running, then we'll come back and we'll kind of take a slow walk around to check sprinkler by sprinkler. Stop with the alarm. I know. If I wanted my seatbelt on, I would put it on. This bed's already harvested. That makes me happy. Let's see. Good, good. It's like Christmas and the last day of school, all wrapped up into one. Those are all done. These are all done. Life is good. So I wonder if Jennifer moved over to my side of the bed yet. Hope she's keeping it warm for me. We gotta bring this one up to pressure. Hopefully we remembered to shut all the valves off on the beds we already harvested. That's pretty easy to tell though, because if it wasn't turned off, there'd be a geyser shooting out of the side of the dike right now. It's happened. We're gonna go down to the beds that we're running on, and we're just gonna take a slow drive around, checking each sprinkler head in the spotlight, make sure everything's turning, make sure everything's getting good coverage. But you know, honestly, it's not a bad time of day to be at work because things are relatively peaceful. At least when everything's running right. It can get a little chaotic when you have trouble. Say you have a pump that loses prime, or you got some junk that got sucked into the system. I mean, it happens, not a lot. Once in a while you'll have something crazy happen, or you have a pipe separation. That can get a little stressful. It doesn't happen often. At least it shouldn't if you got your system set up right. I got my window shut right now, but I tell you what, when you get really tired and you roll the window down so you got some cold air hitting you in the face, and all of a sudden you got a sprinkler hitting you in the face, there's a wake-up call. Here, I'll roll the window down. Maybe we'll get wet. I don't know. Hear that? It's a nice sound. I mean, from where I'm sitting, the stars are shining, sprinklers are running. Pretty peaceful. Till you get hit in the face with cold water. Which I think will happen if I don't back up right now. Okay, here we go. Backing up. Alright, now we should clear. Oh, oh, we're gonna get wet. Yikes. Situation averted. I could hold the camera and drive around and show you sprinkler after sprinkler after sprinkler, but tell you what, I'm gonna shut the camera off, and if something interesting comes up, I will turn it back on. We checked all the sprinklers, everything's running well. Now I just have to check both engines. We check oil pressure, water temperature, make sure we're running at the proper pressure. And if everything looks good, I'm gonna go back to bed for an hour and a half, and then I'll get up and I'll check them all again. Here's the first. I don't know if you can see it, but there is about a 24-inch northern pike in my cranberry bed. Look at that. He's right at the edge. Look close. See him laying there? He is just swimming around. Well, he's not swimming right now. He's just like waiting for something to eat, I think. Literally in my cranberry bed. This is a first. Well, I'm gonna have to keep an eye out for him because I want him to get back into the pond. We'll keep an eye out. If I see him where I can catch him, I'm gonna get him back into the pond. I don't want him to die. He's a pretty fish.
You have the moon with the reflection on the water.
I know, it's so pretty.
Pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
It is 3:48 a.m. Living the dream.
Yeah, you didn't wake me up before. I told him. Maybe you tried. Did you try?
No, you had to keep the bed warm.
Oh, okay.
Alright, so I just gotta check oil pressure and whatnot on the engine here. So we're looking for anything that's plugged. It's pretty rare to get plugged. It does happen.
At this point, you mean at this point in the year? Or this point in the morning?
This point in the morning. I ended up starting, I think it was around 12:30. Yeah, 12:30. And actually we really lucked out because I didn't have any plugs, no pipe separations, nothing. Everything started well and pretty uneventful.
That's good.
Which is how I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of thinking it'd be better if I shut the light off. Everyone's looking at this and they're going, "Ooh, wow."
I was actually thinking, well, I mean, with the light on, we can definitely tell how tired you are.
Yeah.
I'll look at the sprinklers for a while. Let's see if I can get that to focus. I'm going to turn off the camera right now.
I know I'm kind of talkative right now. You know, it is 3:54 in the morning. Yeah, Uncle Dan said that FedEx and UPS are merging. It's going to be called Fed Up.
You got it going on even in the morning.
Hey.
Or the middle of the night.
Sometimes all you can do is laugh. Alright, good morning everybody. Well, it's 7:45 in the morning. Sprinklers are still going. It is still below freezing. The sun's just coming up. And we're gonna run here until the air temperature gets above 32. So, might have to run till 8:30. It kind of depends. I'll just keep monitoring the temperature and we'll go from there. But right now I have to get the tractor started over here on the berry cleaner. Start getting the hydraulic oil warmed up in the system. So we're gonna go do that. And there's our
tractor and berry cleaner. We're gonna get that warmed up right now.
Well, I tell you what, this feels like harvest weather. Everything's icy and cold. We got a sunshiny day, but it is cold. It's a long way from, I gotta look at the lens here. It's a long way from the 80 degrees we had back during early harvest. But we'll, as soon as we can get everything thawed out, we'll start loading cranberries again. I'm gonna run around, check my sprinklers, make sure everything is running properly, and we just gotta wait on the temperature to climb before we shut down. Better put my seatbelt on, otherwise that alarm's gonna go off. Got down to about 24 last night. Everything's frosty, but the water protects everything, keeps the cranberries from freezing. That's why we irrigate. And I'm gonna hold the water on these harvested beds through tonight because it's supposed to get down to 18 tonight, and I don't want to drain the water completely just because it could injure the buds that are already on the vine for next year. So we'll keep them flooded through tonight, and then tomorrow I'll start bringing this water down. This bed's already been harvested. We didn't run on it. This is from early harvest. The vines have gone dormant and they are white with frost. Here's the bed we're gonna pick up today. That'll be it for this week, and I'll get beds ready for next week. Yeah, looking good. There you can see the ice out there. The ice actually protects the vine, insulates the bud, and the fruit that's out there is insulated. You just keep wetting that ice with the sprinklers and it keeps the temperature from dipping down cold enough to hurt the fruit. So even though it looks like everything's froze, they're actually protected. Ice can be an amazing insulator. That's also why we flood the beds in the winter and ice them in, because the ice actually protects the vine from the winter weather. We're gonna shut down. It's finally 36 degrees. So I already idled down the pump up by the house. So now I just gotta idle this one down, let them run for 5 minutes to cool the turbos, and then shut them down. So this engine's been running for 5 minutes at idle. Now it's just time to shut it down. I hope you enjoyed this look at Frost Watch here in Cranberry Country. It's kind of just a little insight on what goes on. A lot of people have questions about what do you actually do during Frost Watch, so I hope I answered those. If you have any more questions, I'm sure that Jennifer and I can answer them. So we're gonna start loading semis. I gotta get the berry cleaner thawed out and make sure all the frozen belts are loose and ready to roll. We got at least a whole another week of harvest yet, so we're right in the thick of it. Everyone have a good day. We will see you again. Bye-bye.
All right, I don't know how Warren ended the video. I know he was shutting down the sprinklers and everything this morning. It is still cold. I think he shut them down. It is just reading 34 out my kitchen window right now, so it is a chilly day, but everybody already is out down to harvest. It's 8:25 this morning, and I just wanted to say I hope that you guys enjoyed this little peek into the cranberry harvest and cranberry farming and just kind of what all is involved. And I know that cranberry farmers are not the only ones that are up in the middle of the night. There are a whole lot of farming industries that require that. So as a great show of support for the American farmer, give this video a thumbs up, and we will see you guys in the next one. Thanks.